Dave from Fore Golf. I am being lazy again this week, and so I am using a 9-hole vlog that Above Socials has put together with touring pro Daniel Fox. It's a great video, amazing insights into how a pro gets him around the course. Check it out now.
How you going? Daniel Fox here. Just gonna play the front 9 here at Kwinana and give a bit of a playing lesson on how I tackle it. We'll just have to take what we get when we get out there, but I'll just try and run you through the things that I think about and the processes I'm trying to use just to try and get the ball around the course. Just come and have 9 holes with me. All right, we're on the first hole here at Kwinana. Quite a tough tee shot to start the round out. The big tall trees on the right hand side make it very difficult just to get that easy loosened tee shot away to start the day. I just try and pick out a tree up the left hand side. Today we don't have any wind to play with. It's not a long par 5. Trying to focus on a target, hit a shot that keeps it pretty straight, definitely hit it within myself, and then play the hole out a bit more attacking after that, but just getting the first one out of the way, keep it in play as best we can. Lost me tee. Oh, hair short. Just a little bit short with the approach. Just probably only needed another couple of meters. It might have trickled out. Dealer's choice here. What you might be confident doing. I actually just want to, I've been practicing my short game, so for the sake of this, I want to hit a chip shot just to see how good my touch is. It's very tight around these greens at the moment and a little bit damp and that with a lot of the rain. So normally, if it'd been a tournament, I might just putt this down there because even a poor putt, I should be able to get it inside 4 or 5 feet. In terms of holding, I've probably got a better chance of holding it if I do chip, but for the sake of checking the ego and just wanting to get a good score, I would probably just putt this as it'll scoot across the surrounds quite easily, and then once it's on the green, it'll do the rest of the work for us. So, not high enough. If it sits, it'll be all right. Now the slope's got it. Not too bad. Easy birdie. Okay, second hole is probably the toughest driving hole out here. Wall-to-wall trees on each side. You just basically have to stand up there and hit a good tee shot as you can. As I said, there's just no wind here to really try and help one way or the other if it's coming across us. So I favour the left side a little bit more. I think for me, being a right-hander and more comfortable hitting a hook, if I do miss it left, it gives me a few more options to get the ball, if not on the green, around into a more of a scoreable place if I can't get on, so out of the bunkers or just in front of the greens, okay. Same thing with the last side, just try and pick a tree or a branch or something like that that sticks, that I can see comfortably with my eyes, and then just, yeah, same thing, just try and hit as comfortable, relaxed tee shot as I can. So just a nice smooth 7-iron should get us somewhere, just around, hopefully within 3 or 4 meters of the hole. Sit. It's okay, released a bit. Snuck it in. You can sort of see that it's downhill a little bit, saying 130 and then playing 128. There's a bit of breeze behind us. It's not enough for me to hit my pitching wedge. I just flat out can't carry it that far, so I'll just have to try and hit myself a nice smooth 9-iron, make sure I carry it at least to the front of the green. For me, the 9-iron pitching wedge gap is the hardest. I'll try and hit it about 120 meters this shot, given there's a little bit of breeze behind us. So fingers crossed I'll be able to execute it, but yeah, it's just one of those distances where I just get caught out a little bit. I wish I could get 17 or 18 clubs in my bag to alleviate all the dramas, but we can't, unfortunately. So. It's okay. Thank you. This is the third here, is just a really tough green to putt. It's just tilted and slopes, and it's just a tough green to get the speed and the line matched up. I typically just try and find a really soft line to have the ball roll down there and just fall in or finish right next to the hole. There we go. You just come around all day, mate, if you like, that'd be good. Fourth hole here, so we're off the front tees here now, so I'd normally probably just hit 3 wood or something like that if we're playing a bit further back, but because we're a little bit further forward here, I'm just going to hit a hybrid, and then that way, if I hit it really good or miss-hit it, either way, I'm still going to have a wedge shot in that's not going to bring those trees near the left bunker into play. They do overhang quite a bit, so I'm worried if I hit a good 3 wood, the risk of getting it down there too far, it might take the slope of the fairway and bring those more into play where I won't have enough distance to work the ball around. So ideally, if I hit this okay, I should have about 70 to 80 metres. So if I am a bit compromised with my line into the pin, there's still enough room for me to move it. If I get 50 out, if I hit 3 wood, then I just don't have many options. I'd either have to try and hit it away from the pin or just hit it through the trees. So this is still setting myself up for an aggressive wedge shot, you know, to a scoreable pin, but it's not bringing in too many other factors which will work against me. If I was a longer hitter, I'd just hit driver at this all day. Because I don't hit it anywhere, I just have to be a bit more conservative and just pop it down there and then rely on the short game. So. Sure. The fourth green here, it just sometimes, because the grain of the green is quite pronounced, you can see the colour changes. I feel like a lot of the time when you're coming in from the fairway, you're landing essentially down grain, so the shiny part of the green. So it always kicks the ball quite a long way forward. Ideally, if you know what it is to the front of the green, which I don't, but if you know what it is to the front of the green, you could always play a shot that only maybe carries it 2 or 3 metres, and then you can use the green for it to kick out. When the pin's a bit deeper, all of a sudden you're hitting it more into the grain, so that grass colour is a lot darker, which means you can fly it in there and the grain itself will pull the ball up faster. So you do have a couple of options. Unfortunately here I'm right on a really smooth sand iron that I have to hit softly and land on the down grain grass. So I can't hit my lob wedge that far. If I was 5 metres further, it wouldn't be an issue, but I'm just a bit too far back. So I'll just have to try and hit a nice controlled sand iron and hopefully come in soft enough that it'll react and slow up quick enough once it hits the greens. See how we go there. There we go. This is probably a hole here, the fifth, that gives some golfers some fits. It's just a bit of a daunting tee shot. I mean, the fairway starts a long way left and most players will want to go over a tree. I've kind of worked out that there's a couple of paper barks down there where the path sort of wanders through. If I sort of hit it on them or maybe just a hair right but not much further, I'll usually always end up in the fairway, and that'll give me, you know, a wedge or a 9-iron in depending on where the breeze is. So I'll try and do that again today. I just don't, I mean, you can be aggressive here if you like, but I just don't think there's much to be gained. I think it's just best to pick a target you can hit with comfort, knowing you can miss it 15, 20 metres either side of that line, and you'll still be okay. It's about getting the ball down there and in play for your next shot, not necessarily trying to bite off a lot to try and improve it for your next shot. You still won't generally have too much club in, so just be more staunch on picking a target and trying to hit the ball over that. I mishit that a bit, so see if I get to eat my own words about aiming too far right, but hopefully it'll be okay.
So Foxy, anything in the near future? Are we heading overseas anywhere?
Hopefully at the moment, 1st of September, I am 3rd reserve to get into an event in Japan, and that event starts next week, so next Thursday. So I've moved quite a bit already to get to where I'm at now. I need essentially 3 guys just from the Asian tour to have to pull out of the tournament for various reasons for me to get in. So we'll just have to see. There's still plenty of time. I've already got visa and all that organised. It's just a matter of maybe having to change flights at last minute, because I think 2 weeks after that I'll be in Taiwan for a couple of events as well with the Asian tour. So it's just one of those sort of things. You always got to keep your head, you know, open to other things and make changes last minute. So I'd like to get into the event in Japan. I've never played there before, and I've heard from a stack of Aussies that it's awesome. So it'd be nice to be able to go there and do that. But like I said, if it's out of my control at the moment, being a reserve, but fingers crossed, yeah, hopefully sooner rather than later I hear it. I don't want to be hearing on Tuesday night that that I've got in. So I've got some big decisions to make. I don't want to be second reserve and fly up there and not get in and waste time and money doing it. It's a bit thin at the moment. So yeah, it's just one of the beauties of being a pro golfer and not quite being, well, I'm fully exempt. I'm not high enough to get directly into some of these co and tri-sanction events. So, but my hope is that I'll get in the event and yeah, I'll be able to go there and play first time in Japan. Go. Short, yep. Hit it. All right, I got 147, 148 meters. The breeze should be helping a little bit more now, maybe not quite directly behind me. So I've got an 8 iron, it's 148, I only hit this 140, 141. So I'm hoping that'll be enough to get the ball onto the green. And then I'm going to hopefully use the wind and then use the firmness of the green to try and roll it out to make up the rest of the distance. That was all right. Pushed it. Yep, just pushed it a little bit. Yeah, 7. So this is probably another hole that causes some of the members fits. Sometimes it does me too. I know the line I like to hit it on, but I just don't have the pop a lot of the time to be able to guarantee to cover all the trees. I can get over the first ones, but then I lack a bit of that distance to cover them all. So if you know you can get over, you can pick your target and just hit it wherever you like. I sort of have to favour the left-hand side of the trees a little bit that are on the inside of the dogleg, just because it's a shorter carry. The longer you are, the further left you can get on the tee box and just take it further over and cut all that rough out of play. So I'm going to split the difference a little bit and hopefully just go right of the most inside tree on the dogleg and hopefully just stay in the air long enough to carry it over and land or finish on the fairway anyhow. Miss hit it. Miss everything. Terrible. Oh. Sit down, slow down. Oh, wow, that got there easy. That did not come out how I think it should have, but yeah. I'm on a really hard, tight, downhill-ish lie. The ball's actually sitting okay, but I've got less green to play with than what I have to go over. And then this green itself it runs away from me with a bit of slope, and then the colour change you might be able to see with the grain. So it doesn't take much once it gets a head of steam up to keep rolling and then turn into another chipping scenario. So I'm hoping that the tightness of the lie will actually not have the ball spin very much. The ball should just tumble out a bit, which I'll try and use to act like it's a running shot, even though I'm going to carry a lot of this in the air. Yeah, I'll take that every day. Ooh, shoved that, but it went in. So, all right, the 8th hole here is quite a tough driving hole. You've got another fairway that goes the opposite way to the camber of the fairway. So the good thing is you've got a lot of trees to pick out, which is really important for your target. The wind's just picked up a little bit now. It really wasn't there much earlier, but it's sort of coming in from say 2 o'clock as I'm standing on the tee box. So at least for mine, I know that if I go a bit right, that could hold it up. So that gives me a bit more playing area right off the tee. So, so I'll pick it. There's a couple of little paper barks down there that gives me good 15 meters on either side for me to hit it to there. And I should still be in the clear, almost on the fairway, regardless of a good or bad tee shot, and then that gives me my next shot into the green. All right, this is a classic Kwinana green. Back to front, it's pretty much got the same slope from the back of the green to the front. It's quite pronounced, so you're actually, if you can, you're best off being directly underneath the hole. Being pin high here doesn't really do you any favours because you have to play so much break and then you can't really control how much the putt releases. So, like I said, fingers crossed I'll hit a good 8-iron in there and at least give myself a look at birdie. It's about 8 o'clock, but it's about 40 feet from the hole, so. No, I didn't hit it. Right, 9th hole. So it's a nice wide driving area to finish the front 9 off the tee. There's plenty of trees down there to pick if you want to cut the ball or draw the ball. Ideally, with this breeze where it's helping us a little bit now, if I hit a little bit of a slingy draw down there, I can get a bit of chase. I might be able to be close enough that I can hit another driver and maybe run it up there near the green. A layup is actually tougher, I think, than going for the green because you have to hit it so far left, and it feels like if you don't get it right, it's tough to get your next shot into the green to pay off, but we'll deal with that if we need to. But first things first, just pick a good target out. Like I said, because of the camera, the fairways, aim a little bit right with a little bit of a draw and then try and use the fairways to pick up a bit of distance that way. Straight ball. I'm on the fairway, so that's fine. The hard part here is the layup for me. I'm going to hit a hybrid, which should get me over the tree well enough and down there far enough where I can have a short chip into the green or pitch into the green. The hard part is the ball's above my feet and I'm trying to hit it controlled but high as well. So it's just not a shot that I want to hit like a low iron or try and cut it, especially with the wind coming off the right. So I mean, if I was smarter, which is debatable, I probably should hit like a 7 or a 6 iron. But I want to take the chance to be able to hit a really short lob wedge in. So I'm happy to take, I've got enough room back from that tree to execute the shot without too much drama. But if the conditions weren't quite as good as they are today, if the lie wasn't as good or the wind wasn't really helping as much, I might just have to resort to hitting the next one down there and maybe hitting more of a pitching wedge in from 80 or 90 metres. But I mean, there's a lot of things working for me here. So I'll hit the hybrid, launch it up over the tree there, and like I said, it should give me less than 50 metres in anywhere I can hit a lob wedge and then turn it into a real scoring opportunity. Wasn't thinking about hitting that dead tree, but I almost did. But we got over the big one, so yeah. So it should be, yeah, I've got a 65 metres length swing, so probably just a little bit longer than that if I can do it. And it should be able to get a little bit of spin and just jag a bit left to get to the pin. It's short. Bit short. Whee! All right, well, thanks for joining me for 9 holes. Hopefully you can pick up a few tips on the way around the course. Like I said, I'm obviously playing it in real time, but the thought processes and the way that I approach each shot, especially when I'm got into a couple of different areas, just think my way through it a bit more, read the lies, try and work out what you're capable of doing and play more shots around that, your ability. If you've got a handicap, you've got plenty of shots to use, so always keep that in mind. You don't always have to be trying to play for pars and birdies. But yeah, I just hope you got something out of it and enjoyed playing the 9 holes today.